Hi Rapunzel ladies, it's Rivka here. I hope this video turns out okay. It's only the third time I've done this wrap, but I know a few people wanted a tutorial for the one that I posted the other day, the one that's hopefully going to be on my book cover, the one with 6 scarves. So I thought I would do a quick tutorial. I'm wearing an ultimate shaper. I don't have very much hair and you need quite a lot of volume for this one, so I've padded it out with a bun donut. I've just sandwiched it in there over my tiny little ponytail, but you need the length to get all of the twists and the braids and the scarves on, so just be aware of that. I have a really big head, so I couldn't get it to work with a Wendy. It was just too much volume and I couldn't get the braids all the way around. So again, that's something else to be aware of. For the wrap, you need 6 super thin scarves. I've gone with 2-in-1s, which are available obviously on the Wrapunzel website. Just a note on colours, I tried doing it with all pale blues and greens and silvers and they just blended into each other. It didn't look very good. And then I tried it with all reds and oranges and golds, and that also didn't look that great. I think the secret to doing this wrap, or to doing any wrap where you have 6 scarves, is to do it with contrast colours. So have your blues and greens, but then also throw the odd peach in there, or something similar, just to make it stand out a little bit. And the other thing I found as well was that if you do 3 matching scarves at the front and 3 matching scarves at the back, it kind of almost looks like you've chopped your head in half. Like the wraps are too separate. There's nothing that ties it all together. So pick a colour theme and plan it out in advance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the colours that I'm going to be using today, I haven't really planned out because it's late and it's been a long day. But I thought I'd do it anyway since I was here. So to start with, just start putting the wraps on. Now all of these are offset. I have to be honest and say that I haven't tried it with a crisscross. I've just done them straight because there are so many of them. But if any of you want to try it with crisscross and post a picture, I would love to see it. So yeah, so the first one. Oops. Bring it up to the front, and then like the quadruple braid one that Andrea posted, because you're wearing 6 scarves, you can't really knot them all at the back, so at least the first 3 I just crossed over. Okay, so, and then the second one, and you want all of the long tails and all of the short tails on the same sides, so all short, all long. And depending on how big your head is, I'd probably go with a 2/3 to a third. But like I said, because my head is big, my short tails are really quite short. So the second one, bring up, and it's probably best not to leave too much of a gap, because otherwise it'll be too hard to fit them all on. If you leave, when you think you've got 5 sort of spaces, you'll end up back here somewhere, and then you'll cover it up with your braids. Okay, so that one I just crossed as well. And this one I'm also just going to cross. Okay. I should probably point out actually that this is 2 wraps that were done by other people. I can't remember who posted the original triple twist that's at the back, but I know that it was Maggie Rehs posted the extended braid. So credit to them. I just layered the 2 together. Okay, so 4th one goes on the same, except this one I tied. And at the moment, at this stage, I'm just layering them on top of each other. I'm not too worried about getting under the layers. We'll start doing that on the next one. Okay, so that one's tied. Try not to get it in my cup of tea. And this one I tied under the blue one. Okay, and then this one I tied under the blue one as well. Okay, so that's all 6 on, and I've got all 6 of my long tails on this side and all 6 of my short tails on this side. Something to bear in mind again also when you're picking your colours, I noticed on the picture after we'd taken them that it was quite obvious where the fold was on the back, and I don't know if that was just because I layered a pale colour underneath it or a dark colour underneath it. I'm not sure why, but if you're a perfectionist and want to avoid that, either fold it at the bottom or do a bigger fold, or possibly cover it with something else. I don't know if you could maybe, I suspect if you sandwiched like a triangular scarf or a lace or something over the back, that would probably cover it if such things are important to you. I'm frankly not that much of a perfectionist. At this stage, I know this bit looks a little bit messy, but don't worry about that. The reason for that is because it's not tied, because it's just hanging loose. When you start braiding them, this will all flatten out as it comes taut, so don't stress. Okay, so on to the wrap itself. Right, I noticed when I first did this that if I did the twists in the order of the wraps, it just kind of vanished into it. So it's a good idea to start with a different colour to the actual scarf that's on the back, so you see the original twist, if that makes sense. So in this case, because it's the green that was the last scarf on, I'm going to do... No, it was the blue that was the last scarf on. I'm going to twist the green first. Okay, so you just twist it all the way down. Okay, and once you've done that, then you just fold it back on itself and twist it together. Oh, well, let it twist itself together. Okay, so you have this, and then you pass that over the back, and you find the corresponding short tail. And you can do this with the same colours, which is what I'm going to do, or you can do it with different colours, so just pick up whatever tail you want to and put it through. So in this case I'm just going to go with the green, and you see the loop here at the end? You pull it out and pull it in then towards the head, which keeps it nice and close to the head. And then this tail, you find a place where you can and just tuck it at the back. And it's a little bit difficult at this stage because, like I said, the first 3 aren't tucked, so I tend to just tuck it under one of the back layers and not worry too much about it because it gets covered up. So then I'm going to do the red one next. And it's exactly the same thing. You just twist, twist, twist without dropping it. Okay, and once it's twisted, bring it back on itself. Let it all go together. Keeping your fingers in the loop. And then bring it over the back of your head in front of the one you just did. Okay, same thing. You pull it out and bring it in towards the head. Hold it tight, pull it down, and then tuck. Okay, and then finally going to do the same thing with the blue one. Bring it over in front of the red one. Find the tail that you want. Pull it out. Oh. And then bring it in. And if you tug on it while holding this end, obviously, just to bring it in. Okay. And tug the tail. And that's the first half of the wrap done. So you can see I've got these 3 braids at the back. Okay. Put that in neatly. Right. So then the next part is super easy, and this is the Maggie section of it. You just take the 3 long tails and braid them together. And then bring it over in front of the other 3. Now, I wanted mine a bit lower, so I'm going to keep braiding it. Okay, and once you get down to this point, you need to pick up. It's a very similar principle to French braiding, if any of you have done that. You just tuck them in with the colours that you have in your hands. Sorry, it's quite hard to do watching it on a screen rather than actually looking at it in a mirror. Okay, so, right. So if you can see, I've just picked up, so I've got 2 tails now, that's the taupe, 2 in the coral, oops, and 2 in the green. And then, once you've done that, you just carry on braiding with all of the tails added in. So you then just have this continuous braid that goes all the way over the head and down. Catching my nail. Okay, and then at this stage, you can either use a hair bobble, or I actually just tied mine in a knot because I knew I wasn't going to be wearing it for terribly long. Okay, so tie off your braid however you want to, and that's that. Now at this stage you can leave these as is if you like that slightly messy look. I didn't really, I don't tend to wear tails all that often, so these then, I just braided those together as well. And tucked them underneath. And at this stage, because you've pulled all of these taut now as part of the braid, it's much easier to tuck kind of underneath at the bottom. Okay, so, and that is pretty much the entire wrap. It's probably a little bit messy at the back, like I said, it's hard to do without a mirror, but that's what it looks like. And in the picture, I just slipped a couple of like flowers and things onto this side, which is really nice, but you can do it on either side really. And if you wanted to, you could do the front braid on this side and the other braid on this side. You just have to alternate which side you had your short and long tails on, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. So yeah, if you've got any questions, please just ask. I'm more than happy to answer them. And again, no credit for these wraps goes to me. They were done by other ladies in the Wrapunzel group. I just put them together. So enjoy. Looking forward to seeing some of your pictures. And yeah, have a nice night.